you for the opportunity to speak with you about a very important subject, advertising and where and how the market is changing. If we don't adapt, it could actually cost some of us our businesses, and this is purely, the next 15, 20 minutes is purely educational. I promise you're going to laugh, you're going to cry, you're going to have some fun, and there's no time for questions, but I think you'll find it quite informative. The market is changing substantially. And one little plug to City and Nanaimo, for somebody here at City and Nanaimo, I swear it is the only website here that is formatted for mobile media. And that's one of the subjects that we're going to talk on briefly. So hats off to City and Nanaimo for the website, it rocks. What we're talking about right now is new media marketing. Some people are aware what that term is. Most people are locked into traditional marketing. The new wave is new media marketing. And what it is new media marketing uses online advertising with highly effective consumer-oriented marketing that leverages the power of user-generated content, blogs, search engines, RSS, web video, podcasts, and other customer engagement channels. Advertising has changed from push to pull marketing. Advertisers must play in their customers' world, a shift from traditional strategies which is losing its influence. People don't want to turn on the TV to go online and be bombarded with ads, and will even use personal video recorders to avoid them. How many people here are using personal video recorders? Yes, okay. I bet you haven't watched an ad for years. It's exactly the same with me. The only time I study ads is for my job. And this is where the market is going, and this is why some of the TV media channels are having difficulties. Consumers are inclined to believe feedback from like-minded peers than corporate marketing verbiage dispersed from traditional media. As a result, amateur video has skyrocketed. As an example, I was looking for a hybrid vehicle recently, and I went to the Ford site, I went to the Honda site, and I went to the Chrysler site. And I'm, nobody works for them here, but I'm being very careful. But basically what I was done is bombarded with advertisements. And even when I searched, I couldn't find any real information for the type of hybrid vehicle that I wanted. So I went to Google and I started looking for user groups of people that bought hybrid vehicles. Found all kinds of them. So take a guess who I'm going to believe when it comes to buying my hybrid. People that actually own them versus listening to some of the corporate advertising. Video marketing is now one of the most effective internet marketing strategies available in today's modern world. Most people are busy and have short attention spans. With all sorts of ads vying for consumers' attention, a unique video will capture their interest and engage as much of their senses as possible. On average, website visitors will click to watch a video before reading content. Let's face it, if you go to a website right now looking for new homes, green homes, whatever it might be, people are going to be far more apt to click on the video than to read all the text. An informative video will help educate the consumer customers and informative when using a search engine. I think we're on the wrong screen. Oh yes, so people will click the video results first, okay? Here's some statistical information directly from YouTube. 375 million unique monthly visitors. 20 hours of new video uploaded every minute. Imagine, every minute, 20 hours. Ability to create a branded YouTube channel and ability to monitor statistics using YouTube Insight. What a YouTube channel is, let's say, for example, we have a company called Home Builder. You create a profile on YouTube called Home Builder Channel. So on your website or your other marketing material, you put that, go to YouTube, type Home Builder Channel, and all of your videos relevant to your company will be right there live on YouTube. The other thing that YouTube that has recently added is a statistical program for your videos, because you need to know what kind of feedback they're getting. And it will actually tell you when people pause, when people rewind, when they stop watching the video, which countries are watching it, and geographically where all the traffic is coming from. So now with this new YouTube formula or tool, you can really get the stats of your videos. Amateur video takes the salesmanship out and allows a viewer to connect much easier with your product or services. Cell phones and other recording devices are being used to record crimes, media, and people's lives, personal lives. Cell phones are poised to take over PCs for web, says a recent study. Right now, 3.9 million Canadians are using cell phones to go online. And I've already seen with my own children how they're using their iPod phones left, right, and center, from ordering pizza to finding songs or what have you, and that's where the market is going. The availability of inexpensive video editing and publishing tools allows video from mobile phones to be edited and distributed virally, both on the web, by email or website, and between phones by BlueChat 2 or text messaging. We're going to give you an example of a real client. This is a local scuba diving site. Do we have any scuba divers here? Oh gosh, okay, we've got a few, not too many. What Rocky wanted to do, he actually has another full-time job, but his passion is scuba diving, and he wanted to create a portal to attract people to come here for cold water diving, which is some of the best diving in the world. And the website's been up now about a year and a half. So the first thing I want to do is, Jason, pick up that screen. If you Google Scooble, I should say, if you look over to the right, it says 1 of 10 out of 11,700. Can you imagine if any one of your business names or websites were put in Google and you had almost 12,000 referring websites? That was done in about a year and a half, and simply with the use of amateur video. And we're going to give you an example. When we first met Rocky, he thought we were nuts because video needs to be educational or entertaining, and we're going to show you one of the videos that they produced.
Well, sure, I can understand how it could look that way. You know, he's not your typical kind of guy, but I kind of like to think of him as passionate about his interests.
This company has adapted to it like you wouldn't believe. Their profile on YouTube has them, I'm not kidding, a full dry suit in restaurants, scuba in bed, you know what you're thinking, scuba in the bath, you name it, with a mixture of educational videos, all filmed here on Vancouver Island, from octopuses to sea lions, and all kinds of really interesting information. This one is really interesting. This is a fellow home builder. He's called Cheer Homes, and he's in Ontario. And he loves his home building, don't get me wrong, but he wanted to get on the way of what we call social networking. And he found a bit of a niche. And I'm going to pick on men here, but how many men here have forgotten important dates in our lives, whether it be birthdays, anniversaries, I don't care what it is, man, come on. Sure, I'm not the only forgetful, right? Okay, there we go. Okay, so bottom line is, we developed a database that allows you to put in as many of the important dates in your life as possible. It'll start reminding you 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, 1 day, 1 hour before this important date comes up. And there's a real need for it. I'm a member. He already has quite a few members as well. So if anybody's forgetful, please go to milestonelife.com, and it's absolutely free, by the way, and you can track all of those important dates. Now, this particular client, Roger, also took the same passionate approach as Scooble did, and we'll show you what his video looks like.
How could you? How could you?
Be reasonable, just open the door.
How could you forget? How could you forget?
I won't forget again. Who would have thought that I had to remember that day?
You know what I forgot? You know what I forgot? I forgot that you have to love these gloves. And it's baseball. And your stupid clothes. Remember this date. Remember it because it's the first day that you just became homeless.
I didn't know, like, the day you meet somebody is like the day you have to remember. Okay, June 8, 2008, I remember that now. I remember, okay, that's a year ago. But I didn't know, like, meeting somebody, that, like, you'd have to write that down. That's the day you meet somebody, and there's going to be some sort of anniversary. Who knows about that?
Because you put all your dates in your laptop. This laptop. You haven't forgot that. Well, you don't look at it anyways. What's the friggin' point?
Oh, do you have any idea how much that's worth?
It's not worth nearly enough.
So you'll notice how they offer entertainment, but yet at the end they have a very subtle advertising message, which of course is don't forget your anniversaries, your birthdays, and etc. And what happens is Roger and his wife are creating a series of videos, and part 2 is already out. And if you recall in that video, she said he was homeless. Well, the next video, she is spray bombing the front of his vehicle that he's sweeping in her birthday. And anyways, and now they're doing part 3. So the saga continues for Roger Richard Holmes. Here's another example of a person in 3.5 years that became a multi-gazillionaire, and simply from educating people with what types of wines to use. And again, let's show them the video, Jason. We're going to show a couple of seconds of this first video. We'll go to the next video. That's Wayne Gretzky.
He's in the wine world. Wayne, thank you so much for being on the show.
Okay. So Wayne Gretzky is interviewing this guy for free. Imagine what it would be like to get a Wayne Gretzky to talk about your business. How did this guy do it? 3.5 years ago, he took over his father's liquor store in the U.S. and was bringing in about $1.5 million a year. He said, "Dad, I want to use new media marketing." So he took it to the max. He's done over 600 videos. He's been on Conan O'Brien, Ellen DeGeneres, this guy, etc. So in 3.5 years, from $1.5 million, get this, $55 million a year in sales from the wine library in 3.5 years. Now we're on to a little bit of a different video, which is viral video marketing. Viral video marketing uses video clips that gain widespread popularity through the process of internet sharing, typically through email or instant messaging, blogs, and other media sharing websites. Now what we mean by that is, has anybody ever sent you an email or video that says, "Hey, this is really funny," and then they forward it to somebody else? Imagine if you came up with a video that was being forwarded to millions and millions and millions of people. This is happening every day. And viral video marketing is no longer a niche activity. Brands, advertisers, and fellow marketers are using Medium in unique and meaningful ways to produce real results that greatly affect their bottom line, from increases in brand equity and share of voice to consumer mind share. You have the opportunity to gain as much exposure as a Super Bowl TV ad for a fraction of the cost. And believe me, we checked into advertising for the Super Bowl, and we're talking millions and millions of dollars. Here's a few tips for effectiveness of viral videos. Your video must arouse the interest and grab the eyeballs of your target prospects. If it's interesting enough, people will share it with others. Your video must contain one or more of the following criteria: entertaining, reveal helpful secrets or information, funny, including pranks, cute, including babies or animals. Your video should give something of significant value. They should aim to pre-sell, not to directly pitch your product or services right at the start. In your video, get your target prospects to see and hear your website many times, since the website address or URL in a video isn't clickable. Your call to action is critical. Keep it short. The best videos are under 2 minutes. Another thing we've noticed with a lot of videos is poor audio quality. It's extremely important. It'll kill your online video if you've got poor audio. It's got to be really, really good audio. It's also vital to take advantage of the title, description, and tags when you submit your video, because your video will not be read by the search engines. Now, what I mean by this is YouTube is now no different than Google. When people are looking for new home builders or whatever services they're looking for, a lot of them are even skipping Google. They're going directly to YouTube. So this channel of marketing is absolutely crucial for our businesses. Here's a website. As you know, it's not just YouTube. I keep talking about YouTube. There is tens of other video sharing websites, from Flickr to what have you. This is a particular domain that allows you to submit multiple, one video that could probably save you about a day's work. All right, now for a little bit of fun. Let's go to another. Now, has anybody seen any of the Cadbury advertisements or viral videos, the gorilla or the eyebrows? Anybody? Okay, so then this is purely viral now again. So this is what Cadbury is doing, is they're creating an ad. They're not putting it on TV. They're putting it on video sharing websites, and people are sharing it with millions of people. Love that balloon part, yes. Now, so you can see the way the advertising is. It's purely entertainment with a little thing about Cadbury at the end. I've got one more to show. This is my favorite, and it's a gorilla one. It's a good one. I'm a drummer as well, so I have a particular interest in that particular video.
Is Phil Collins seen that one?
Actually, yeah, he actually endorsed it. In fact, he's extremely happy. I'm not sure what Cadbury paid him, but I'm sure it was So, in that particular campaign, they received 6 million views so far, resulting in selling more chocolate bars worldwide. They created great buzz. Even an American rapper, Kanye West, posted a link to the video on his blog. The whole campaign is entertaining and humor sells. Recently rejected a $15 billion offer from Kraft Foods because they said they're worth 40% more. Now keep in mind, everybody, well, we're almost finished this R word thing, but here we are in almost finished the R word, and here a chocolate bar company is worth literally $25 billion, and they did it right in the middle of this market with this type of video. So this increased their sales by 8.3%. And believe me, these videos versus the ones you normally see on TV cost a lot less than some of the other types of productions. So how does this affect you in the home building industry? 39% of home buyers start their search 9 to 12 months prior to buying. Stay connected to them by using online advertising and video, social media, public relations, fresh content. Number of online users rising in the 25 to 35 age category of home buyer demographics. Traditional advertising means can still be effective, but must be used in conjunction with online advertising. And I'm going to put a little bit of plug in here for Business Vancouver Island. What we do is we track all of our advertising campaigns, and if you see any of our ads, particularly in BVI or other magazines, you'll notice it's always / whatever the ad content is about. So the reason we do that is every single advertisement we do has a landing page that's applicable to that advertisement. And we advertised in a number of magazines, and again, plug for BVI, we had the most amount of views of that ad. A lot of people don't know how to get a return on investment when they're using print ads. That's the way to do it. It's got to be a landing page specifically for that advertisement. Okay, another crazy idea we have. Now, also keep in mind, I've been a member of CHBA CBI for quite some time, and when Karen and Stephanie came to me and Penny, that they wanted to try to increase the membership. So I put my competitive hat on and I said, okay, well, what can we do to make it look like if you're not a CHBA member, you're nothing? So what we did is, Jason, can you bring up the Google screen? Okay, so in this particular case, it's local, and we simply typed custom home builder. And if you take a close look at Georgia View, if you look at this title, there's the logo right there. Now that part, by the way, if you're not aware, the title is what the search engine looks for first. So can you imagine if you're looking for a new home builder, and every one of the titles, every one of these people in the first 10 have CHBA, CBI, on and on and on. So what our goal is to literally, okay, being competitive, kick the butts of the non-members and literally flood the first 20, 30 pages with CHBA members. We can do it, and you imagine what the recognition will do. The other thing that we can do is we can create a favicon for CHBA. Does everybody know what a favicon is? It's a little icon that goes in the browser that has the logo. So if each person with the website will use that, it will show more strength in numbers and the membership. Okay, that's about it. I want to make sure to keep it nice and short and hopefully entertaining. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You'll also notice we left a little black card in each of you at the table there. The reason we did it was not marketing. This whole speech is being recorded, and a lot of the information we covered is very, very, very interesting with reference to the advertising market. And again, as I mentioned, a landing page has all of the details of this particular presentation. Thank you.